Hey everyone, it's me, Stagger. I had to get the story off my chest because I can't stop thinking about it. And if you are this person, I am terribly sorry. I feel very, very terrible, but it's something I have to go ahead and explain this. Okay, so basically, I was in a store, Walmart to be precise, and I was just looking at the game section, and then this woman actually walked up to me. It's like and asked me, "Are you a gamer?" I'm like, "Yes." And she went ahead and asked for advice, which it's okay, so far so good. She's asking for advice on video games and whatnot. And then here's the kicker: she asked me about um she has a son who is 4 years old, which right there made me think. I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't tell me you're actually considering buying a video game for your 4 year old son. I mean, most video games are considered for ages 7 and up. But, I went ahead and listened to her anyway. She wanted a game, which I actually have to pull up here because I kind of forgot the name of it. She asked for a game called, okay, stupid phone, work phone, Mickey Mouse Castle Evolution. And if you don't know, that game is actually from 1990, and she specifically said that the game was from 1990. I'm like, what? What are you doing in Walmart trying to look for a game that's in 1990? And apparently, I'm now looking at my phone, and apparently it's on Steam, and you can also buy it on iTunes for whatever reason. But I was like, okay. And then she asked me, like, is the game on PS3? I have a PS3. Is it possible to get the game on there? I'm like, well, first of all, I didn't really know too much about the game. And, I'm like, well, the game is clearly, from 1990. Let me check on a page to see if you could, because, I gotta be considerate, but, just all of this is going to my mind. It's like looking for a game from 1990. There's no absolute way that this game would, be out again. And, I pulled up the Wikipedia page, which was probably my mistake because because underneath it, I did actually see that there was a long play and it said PS3 and PSN. So clearly, I didn't even do my own research, but so I'm terribly sorry about that. But it's just you're asking for a game that's from 1990, and I said I'm sorry, but this game appears to be for the Sega Saturn and the Sega CD. Its latest release is in 1998, so I'm afraid you won't be able to have your son play this game. But she was cool about it. She was like, "Oh, all right, yeah." The last game I played was Nintendo. I'm like, Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo, and she said, Nintendo from with the floppy disk. I'm like, floppy disk. That's not a Nintendo cartridge at all. I think you're thinking of the Commodore 64. That's not Nintendo at all. And said, no, Nintendo. The big gray box. I'm like, well, the NES. I'm guessing is what you're trying to say, and it ran on cartridges. And she was like, oh yeah, cartridges. Sorry, let's just use the wrong terminology. But what really made this awkward for me was really the fact that I was kind of laughing at at I guess her ignorance, and in a sense I was kind of ignorant too because I didn't really know too much about the game, and she was relying on a gamer for advice. And honestly, it was just really very terrible of me to laugh at someone not knowing something and asking for advice because that's what people do. And that is essentially what my main channel is all about. If people don't know something, I give them advice. I make walkthroughs for goodness sake, and here I am just laughing because she doesn't really know proper game terminology, and I just feel so awful. I just really feel awful. If you're watching this, I am terribly sorry. I'm so sorry, and I did apologize to her as well, but she was cool about it. But I don't know. I just didn't. It just did not feel right to me. Just that she just accepted that apology and took off. I feel like that she was actually kind of crying on the inside, but oh my god, I am so sorry. It was very wrong for me to laugh at someone asking for advice. And so, yeah, with that out of the way, I finally got that off my chest. You can buy the game in the PlayStation on the PlayStation Network. It is available for the PlayStation 3, but you'll not find it in any stores.